Imagine a world where the grid didn't just fail, it vanished, taking with it the illusion of safety that modern society provided. You are part of a hardened community in the Pacific Northwest who saw the signs, stocked the shelves, and fortified their homes, only to realize that preparation is nothing without the will to act. But now, as the initial shock fades and the true predators emerge from the shadows of the dead cities, you understand that mercy is a luxury you can no longer afford. Welcome to Burning Down Boise, the first gritty, relentless, and deeply suspenseful installment in Franklin Horton's The Way of Dan series. If you love EMP survival tropes, realistic tactical defense, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated terror of facing a society that has turned on itself when the lights go out, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in post-apocalyptic thriller fiction, blending the visceral crunch of tactical combat with the profound weight of moral decay. The narrative kicks off with the immediate aftermath of the blackout, thrusting our protagonist into a race against time to secure his perimeter before the chaos fully sets in. The atmosphere is thick with the silence of dead engines, the smell of smoke and panic, and the creeping dread of knowing that help is not coming, and that the people next door might soon become your biggest threat. Horton excels at capturing the psychological toll of sudden isolation, making every scavenging run, every medical crisis, and every tense negotiation feel like a high-stakes gamble where the price of failure is losing everything you hold dear. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its uncompromising commitment to tactical realism and the spectacular societal collapse trope. This isn't a story about zombies or mutants. It's about the brutal, exhausting reality of staying alive when the infrastructure vanishes. Watching the protagonist navigate the treacherous social hierarchy of the wasteland, form tentative alliances with other survivors, and use his wits and weapons to outsmart raiders who have turned violence into a survival tactic is incredibly gripping. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the survival mechanics to life, making the crunch of broken glass, the sharp crack of a rifle, and the heavy silence of a world without power feel incredibly real and deeply immersive. But beyond the spectacular action and the survival mechanics, the soul of The Way of Dan lies in its characters and the heavy burden of leadership. The protagonist isn't an invincible killer. He is a deeply human individual struggling with the moral weight of doing what is necessary to protect those he cares about. The emotional anchor of the story is his fierce, unbreakable loyalty to the small group of survivors he manages to protect, a found family bound by the shared trauma of the collapse. The audiobook format elevates these intimate moments, making the quiet, desperate conversations by a campfire feel just as impactful as the explosive, chaotic firefights on the perimeter. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major raider gang or a rival faction targets the community's sanctuary, forcing them into a desperate, high-stakes last stand. The finale is a breathtaking display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming improvisation, and raw, unbridled courage. The protagonist must use every hidden trick, every overloaded trap, and every ounce of his will to hold the line against an unstoppable tide. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, hard-earned victory that proves humanity's will to survive is stronger than the darkness. Burning Down Boise is a triumph of the post-apocalyptic thriller genre. It is smart, gritty, and unapologetically intense. Franklin Horton has crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of the ultimate underdog holding the line. Plug in your headphones, check your perimeter, and join the survivors. The grid is down, but their fight for tomorrow is just beginning.